All right, folks, here we are for a Calculus Exam 3 mini review video, folks. As you know, this is your first video for 2025. Whether or not you have to watch it in class or it just exists on Yak Math videos, we are brought to you by in-video sponsors here. All right, we butchered that. That won't be edited out. Anyway, we have in-house sponsors is what I fumbled there. Laura Bars, okay, for kids. My little ladies love these, so Dad does not get to have one. All right, also off limits, this flavor especially is my wife's flavor. Yes, look at that, protein, gluten-free, RX bar. The body's a temple. All right, this is for me, Noon Sport Hydration, yes, huh? All right, make that water a little more sporty, okay, electrolytes. And finally, folks, if you're on that 2-hour run, you start to get a little lightheaded, know what you need? Some goo, okay, some goo. Hammer Nutrition, Hammer Gel. All right, we thank our sponsors there for 2025. Calculus exam number 3 review guide. All right, so we have over the 2 days we have been in session here, Wednesday and Thursday. We've gone over the first page, we've gone over this page, we've gone over 13 through 16, and then we chatted about 17 and 18. That then brings us here where it says quiz number 2 type examples. Again, you have all of these answers, right? But I want to talk about a few of them together, okay? So let's take a look at here. That's 24. f of x is sine x tangent x. All right, so what's the derivative of that? This is a clear-cut case of the product rule. No chain rules involved either. It's just relatively easy. You just have sine x and tangent x. So I take the derivative of the first times the second, cosine tangent, plus the first function times the derivative of second. What's the derivative of second? Secant squared. This is an okay answer. I probably can't take off for this. That is okay. But again, those of you going to take Calc 1 again or, Calc 2 in the future, what is tangent? Sine over cosine. The cosines cancel. So this, cosine times tangent is sine. This is the best. What is secant squared? Well, it's 1 over cosine squared. I mean, you could call it tangent secant, but this is fine, honestly. So again, this is okay. This is better. This is better. All right, 4. Let's talk about 25. 25, though it's in the old quiz 2 here, the harder quiz. This is an easy example. This is just 3/7 x, and this is negative 4x to the negative third, and then it's just the power rule. Bring down the power 1 power less. Bring down the power 1 power less. Bring down the power 1 power less. I put the constant last. All right? Not tough, guys. That's a layup. We want to get that one. Some of these are a little bit more challenging. We're going to save those. Well, we can discuss them in person. Here's an example of an answer that you can leave. Okay, so you have u to the third. What's the derivative of u to the third? 3u squared du dx. That's just all that is, folks. So it's going to be 3. This is my u to the 1 power less. Then I have to take the derivative of this u with respect to x. That is 9x squared minus 8x. Okay, so if you have anything, I don't care if it's 2 terms or 3 terms or definitely 4 terms, and it's being squared or being raised to a higher power, you can leave it. You can leave this. If this wasn't being squared, then yes, you'd have to distribute everything out. But since it's being squared, we can leave this part. Okay, you do need to do 3 times 9x squared minus 8x to get this. We can leave that as squared. That is fine. Okay. 29. What is natural log u? Again, just remember, we wrote this as a rough draft. What is natural log u? It's 1 over u du dx. It's 1 over u du dx. 1 over u, the derivative of this with respect to x. So 1 over this, then I take the derivative of this. What is the derivative of secant? It is secant of my angle, tangent of my angle. So secant 3x, tangent 3x. And then I have to take the derivative of this angle. What's the derivative of that angle? 3. Okay, now what happens? This is pretty cool. So secant 3x over secant 3x cancels. You're left with 3 times tangent 3x. That's pretty interesting because later this semester we're going to go backwards. We're going to talk about antiderivatives. So when I say what is the antiderivative of tangent, we know what the derivative is, but what is the antiderivative of tangent? Don't be shocked when we see something similar. Very cool. All right, let's talk about 31. Okay, 31. 31 is highest protection value here at Yak Method is the product rule. Okay, first function, second function. Derivative of the first times the second plus the first times derivative of second. What is the derivative of sine u? It is cosine u times the derivative of that u. So cosine u times the derivative of that u. How would I clean this up? Really nothing here. That's good. You're going to take 3x to the fourth multiplied by 8x. That's going to give you 24x to the fifth, and that's going to be cosine of that angle. It's going to stay there. All right, relatively easy product rule. Now, on the next page, we have y prime. Y prime. Okay, so remember, we called this like y of x, and then we squared it, and we said, well, it's 2y of x, and then what's the derivative of y of x? Y prime of x, and then we wrote it as 2y, y prime. So we just go straight there, okay? So what's the derivative of 2x squared? It's 2x. What is the derivative of 2y squared? I'm doing implicit differentiation, so it's 2y, the derivative then of y. Again, it's 2y of x, and then the derivative of y of x. So 2y, y prime equals, what's the derivative of 81? 0. So 2y, y prime is a negative 2x. I'm going to divide by 2y. 2's cancel. Negative x over y. All right. 36. What is 3x squared plus 3x times y plus y to the third? Okay, this is going to be a little bit more interesting. So the derivative of 3x squared is 6x, and the derivative of y to the third is 3y squared y prime. Again, it is y of x to the third. So 3y of x squared y prime of x. That's what we're looking at. Okay. What is the derivative of 3xy? So I have the product rule here. Derivative of the first function times the second plus the first function times the derivative of the second. So the derivative of the first function is 3 times y plus 3x times y prime. All right, so anything with the y prime needs to be on the same side. Everything it's on the left already, so I'm going to move this over. Before I do that, I'm going to say 6, 3, 3, and 3. I'm going to divide everything by 3. Then I'm going to move this over. It was a positive 2x, now it's a negative here. It was a positive y, now it's a negative there. And I'm going to factor out the y prime. And we'll divide by y plus x plus y squared. Okay, so again, we got 5 days next week to practice these more fully and to remember them. We'll also start doing related rates, but all right, we're going to save the y prime. Y double prime actually was one of the things that got cut. In the addition of those slew questions, a few things got cut, and I believe it was y prime. Definitely B. So if you go to Calc exam number 3, review part 2, okay? So 1B is B definitely got cut. We need to talk about 2, though, in person. That is a sort of newer question for us. So what is the max height achieved by the ball? Okay, so this is what's happening. It's being shot from the ground, and it's going up. The maximum height is there, then it goes down. We have a positive velocity, and then we have a negative velocity. Its maximum height is when for a second it stops. For not even a second, for like a little bit of a moment, it has a velocity of 0. Okay, so I need to figure out what the velocity is. It is 80 minus 32t. And then I set the velocity function equal to 0 at 2.5 seconds. In college algebra, you would have done negative b over 2a, and that would have been your answer. Here we can just set the derivative equal to 0. How much quicker is that? That is awesome. The max height of anything is take the derivative of your function, of your position function, and set it equal to 0. All right. 4b, get rid of 4b as well, but we'll do the other ones. What else is that? Is that it? Guys, folks, we got more questions. Holy cow. There is, we are not short on questions. Oh, you have answers to those extra ones too. That's really nice. This might have been a tad shorter than I anticipated. Okay. Let's we did 5 today in class, so live here, folks. Answers not prepped. Oh boy, we're gonna do number 4 on this. This is the extra questions to know from SLU. Okay, so we did 5 in class on Thursday. We did 1 through 3 already. Correct. Let's talk about number 4. All right. So how many times is 6? 1, 2 different times. So product rule: first function, second function. It's just, it's going to be a goofy looking answer. Y prime is equal to the derivative of the first function. Put that 2 out there. What's the derivative of tangent? It is secant squared of my angle. Then I need to take the derivative of this angle. Derivative of the first function times the second function plus the first function plus the first function times the derivative of the second. What's the derivative of natural log u? It is 1 over u. And then I'm going to take the derivative of that u. What's the derivative of 7 plus 6x? It is 6. There it is, folks. Product rule. All right, we're just going to clean it up. All I'm going to do here is I'm going to multiply 2 by 3. All right. Y is all by itself, so there's no implicit differentiation. And what's the derivative? Even if it was, what's the derivative of y? It's y prime, and that's the only y you see. Okay. So 6 secant squared x, 3x plus 1. Natural log of 7 plus 6x. Plus, how are we going to clean this up? So we're going to put the tangent of 3x plus 1 last. We're going to do 2 times 1 times 6. That's going to be 12 in this numerator. The denominator is 7 plus 6x. And then we're going to have tangents of 3x plus 1. All right, so that looks good. No push-ups have to be done for errors. All right, excellent. This is good enough prep. Should you have to watch this because you're either not in session on Friday or I have to be away from you here on Friday, great. If not, this will be on Yak Math Videos. And no matter what, I will see you on Monday. Yak Math Videos signing out.